The Zohar says that the soul and the body, and what fuses the soul and the body together, is similar to a candle. A candle, a candle has three dimensions, three aspects. A candle has the wick itself. It has the fuel, so that will be the oil or the wax, whatever it's allowing it to burn. And it actually has the fire. So you have the fire, the wick, and the oil. These three things, says the Zohar, is a relationship that allows for the flame to emerge. And the same thing is also with the body and the soul. The body itself represents the wick. That's the container, that's the vessel. The soul that rests upon the body, that is integrated with the body, represents the light, the flame itself. And a person's good deeds, tshuva, ma'asim tovim, a person's good deeds and beautiful deeds that they do in this world, allows for the integration between the body and the soul, between the flame and the wick. Another analogy to this idea is the word nefesh, the word spirit, soul, psyche, is comprised of three Hebrew letters. Nun, the first letter, stands for ner, which is the flame. The pei, nefesh, the pei stands for psila, which is the wick. And the shin in nefesh stands for shemen, which is the oil. The combination between the nefesh and between the spirit and the body and the good actions, between the wick, the flame, and the oil, allows for the integration of one complete being. When we light the menorah and we light the candles of Chanukah, we have to think about this idea of how to integrate both our nefesh and our guf, both our spirit and our body, to integrate them in a way that they're one, that they're directed in the same direction, that they have the same orientation, the same posture, they're moving in the same direction. A person is unhealthy on the body, or a person is hurt, and the body is not functioning in a correct manner. So that actually creates also a spiritual effect on your consciousness. A person can't pray, can't learn, can't do good deeds, can't do mitzvahs, can't learn Torah, can't pray, if their body is ailing, if they're feeling not well. In the language of the Baal Shem Tov says that a small hole in the body can be a small cavity in the body, can be a large cavity in the soul. So the body has to be healthy. We have to make sure to integrate our body in our spiritual practice, that we ensure that the body, together with the soul, are unified to create this perfect ner, this perfect candle. It's not that we worship the body as an end in itself, which is the exact opposite of this idea, and this is what the Greeks represented. The Greeks represented a people, a culture seeped in this understanding that we worship our bodies, the empirical, the observed, the visual, the Olympian. Pleasure for the sake of pleasure itself, not for something deeper. The body, the celebration of the body for the body itself. Intimacy for the purpose of intimacy itself. And the higher understanding, and this is why we light a candle, is that it's a flame. It's moving upwards. It's directing us for a higher purpose. This is the second stage, something that's even deeper. So instead of looking at things as an end in itself, the body needs to be healthy in an end in itself. A person exercises so they should have a healthy body, just so I should have a healthy body. The higher idea is that you have a healthy body. In the language of the Rambam, of Maimonides, so the healthy body allows you to serve Hashem, to serve humanity, to serve yourself, to be connected. Midarkei Hashem hu. This is the way, the path of God, is that a person should have a healthy body. So it's not an end in itself, but it's a means to an end. But the ultimate transformation of the klipa, the negativity, the klipa of Greece, which is a celebration of the objects in and itself, as an end in itself, is when we celebrate and we light a candle. Because when we light the candle on the menorah, it says that we don't light them to receive any benefit, which is it's not for the benefit of honor, it's not for the benefit of pleasure. Ela l'roisam vad, only to see them, which means we're not deriving any benefit, which means that it's not an ends to a means to an end, but it's actually an end in itself. And this is the complete opposite of what the Greeks represented. The Greeks represent an ideology that said the body is an end in itself. It's not a means for something, and what can be observed is an end for itself. The deeper level of living is to recognize that it's a means towards an end. So you have a healthy body so you can have a healthy spirit. And the highest level is to transform the object itself into an end. Not the end in itself, but that itself becomes the end where you can recognize the presence of Hashem, which is we light a candle, we light a flame in the menorah, and we say, Elo l'roisam avad, the purpose is not for something else, but the purpose is actually realized in itself, in the actual lighting of the menorah. And this is the way we have to think about our soul and our body, and what unites these two things together to make sure that we're always in harmony, that if we're spiritually awakened and aroused and in a good spiritual state on a mental level, an emotional level, we have to make sure that we have to include the body itself. And when we think about our body and we think about the health of the body, we have to make sure that it's included and in harmony with a deeper purpose in the health of the body itself for a deeper purpose. And that's the beautiful imagery that when we look at the candle, we look at in there, is something that we have to think about and think about very deeply. So find a seat near the lights of the menorah. And again, tune your gaze into the lights. And just take notice of the flame. And you'll notice that the flame has a wick, has oil, and has a flame. And they're all part of one seamless whole. What creates this beautiful flame is the fusion and integration between the oil, the wick, and the flame. And this is also true with your body and your soul. Your body is the container, the vessel, the wick that holds your soul, holds your uniqueness, that allows for your expression in this world, for your contribution to this world, for your tikkun, for your purpose to be realized. You need your body. And together your body and soul is one seamless whole, like the flame in the menorah. Then ask yourself, do your actions, which is your oil, the things that you do in this world, the thoughts that you think, the feelings that you express, or that you own, do they strengthen the bond between the wick of your soul, the wick of your body, and the flame of your soul? There's no conflict between these two, but are your actions an expression of that? Are they strengthening or weakening that tie? And as you recognize that there is really no conflict on the deepest level, and they're all part of a seamless whole, part of one unity, an expression of the Achdus Hashem, the unity of Hashem, let all the strife and all the conflict dissolve, be gently swept away, and feel the total integration of self. Between your spirit, your soul, your neshama, and your guf, your body. And resolve that your actions, your mitzvahs, the good deeds that you'll do in this world will always confirm and strengthen this bond.